Hello, my name is Brooke Metz, and it is January 3rd, 2020, 2020, and I'm seeing clearly. But love. I woke up this morning in my high school bedroom because I slept here, and this is my parents' house, and I've been thinking a lot about stuff that has happened in the past year because it's a new year and like reflection, and then also in life. So it seems to me like there are many different ways of love or loving. And there's one that I feel that feels like divine. It feels like it's about simply just being with someone or something and appreciating yourself and the other thing or person as themselves equally, and having a soul connection. So there's this just like connection between, and that is love. This flowing like understanding and collaboration and like just like thriving, growing, highest energy. That feels like love when that is present and happening, and that's the way that things are being connected. That feels like love to me. It feels unconditional, and it feels free. It feels like freedom. That's what it feels like. It feels like heaven on earth. And then that's happened with relationships, with romantic partners, with my family, with my friends. That's happened through dancing. That's happened through listening to music. That's happened through making art. That's happened through singing, through being in nature, through like talking, through so many things. So it kind of exists wherever you can find it. I think it's about not like what you're doing or who you're doing it with, but it's how you're doing it. So that how love is a way of doing something through love. And then there's this whole other realm of love that comes from my trauma, I suppose, that comes from my pain, which is like this way of viewing something or someone as an idea that I'm trying to control or trying to like, how do you say it? Like I'm fixated on it, like obsessed with it almost. Like it becomes a compulsive thing where it's like, oh, this thing that I think is like I'm viewing as the highest. I'm viewing it as amazing, but I'm placing it above myself. So then it's not this divine connection. It's actually like, it's this really unhealthy, actually, kind of way of viewing a connection or relationship to something. So that has been a form of love to me, is like loving something in that dark way where it's like, oh, I love you, or I love this, but I really am just in an unhealthy way attached to it and like holding on to it and not letting it just be, let it just be. And then that creates tightness in my gut and obsessive patterns in my mind and a way of being that is controlling and that is manipulative and that is just paying too much attention to making things a certain way, like making things the way of the idea that I have, like having that this is what it is having an idea about the way that something or someone is, and then trying to force them to be that or stay in that because that's what I want. And so that is one form of love that I've experienced that I am practicing growing out of and seeming to be successful as I have just experienced a relationship of that in extremity and learned a million valuable lessons and broken 100 bad habits. And I feel more free. I feel closer to the balanced divine of just like existing and just being and enjoying each other in the moment rather than being out of the moment and focused on, okay, this is this thing that I'm like making it. And that's kind of why I don't like relationships in the form of, oh, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now, or like we're this now. Because it's like, yes, you can like be this without having to like make it a thing, because mentally I'm not in the place where I can do that in a healthy way, which is sad. It's very sad, but that's where I'm at. And so that's a clear example of like times where I've gotten into that unhealthy pattern of like, oh, this person is my thing, or this song is my thing, and then it's very limiting. It's very limiting because then you're trying to stay in this thing, and that takes a lot of like thought of like, okay, how do I stay here? How do I like, and in that case you have to control it. So like, I mean, it's not like out of like an actual, I'm not like actually trying to consciously make something, like manipulate something, but I am, like, I straight up am manipulating and controlling without having been conscious of it, and now I'm conscious of it and can recognize it and not do it. But that feels to me like a very real shadow side to love. And then the light is it, oh my gosh, it comes in connecting with nature. When you go outside and you see the sun and it's just like, like it just flows out of your body. And then when you're on the same wavelength as multiple people and you all know exactly what you're feeling, and when you cry with someone, when you cry together and you say, I see your pain and I love you, I know it's not okay, but I see you, and that's powerful. That's love. When you allow someone to be themselves, when you allow something to exist, I think that's love. And that's what it feels like, because it's gratitude, being grateful. I am grateful for you. I feel you, it's they go hand in hand, and it's beautiful. It's opened my world up to a life that I didn't even know I could live, by being grateful and practicing letting things be what they are, and then focusing on me rather than trying to control things outside of me. I love love. Love comes from the inside, and it comes from the outside, and it's the thing between everything as well. And I think there's a lot of pain in love because a lot of us are scared. And I think that that's okay. But I know that it's worth it to work for light love, true love, not as portrayed in the movies, but as it feels true. Doesn't matter what it looks like, it matters how it is, how it exists, how it feels in the moment. It can look like 1,000, a million different things. It's insane. I love you.